for tuning in today and welcome to the today's session. And I hope you're having a great day. Today, I wanted to discuss one wonderful and very important topic at some point of time we all go through. Have you ever wondered waking up middle of the night or at 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning? The moment you wake up, the moment you wake up, you will start. What are the first couple of thoughts or things go straight in your mind? Isn't that the worry which you pretty much put off before you went to the sleep? And is it the same thing that you're going to think the first or second thing in the morning, first thing you open your eyes? This happens all the time, most of the time, at least for 60-70% of the people, unless until you're spiritually inclined and you have a different practices to put those things a little bit away, though accepting it, but putting that off to the list. So let's deep dive into and try to understand what can we do during those times by understanding it, if that makes sense to you. Now, for example, most of the time we worry the things which we cannot control, and that is being in present moment. We can control that. I mean, like, there are wonderful books and related to this that you can read and understand. But let's try to understand, like, you woke up, suppose you're looking for a job and you're not finding it successful, and you're doing your trials. But say, for example, one night you woke up, say 4 o'clock in the morning, you're still under the bed sheets, woke up, and then immediately your thought goes to the job and how you're going to make it, how you're going to find one, how you're going to support your family, what are the commitments we have, how you're going to remove the debts, and so on and so forth. But just paying little attention, what will those thoughts or things will do at 4 o'clock in the morning? I mean, is there anything that you can control by thinking about it? Is something you really need to ask yourself. Now, okay, our mind says, okay, you always say that you have to worry for the things. No, it's not necessarily the truth. But as long as you pay attention at 4 o'clock in the morning, if that particular thought do come in the morning, say 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, or whenever you wake up, accept it, but at the same time, don't go behind those thoughts and thinking about what next, what next, what next. I mean, you have the whole day to plan out regarding your job. The same thing you did it before, previous day to previous day, previous day. Somehow it's not working. Maybe there are things you need to work in it differently. So 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, thinking about that particular problem you're going through, thinking about that particular relationships you are going through, thinking about that particular depth you need to clear will not solve the problem at that particular hour. And this is the awareness you need to bring it to yourself. So what can you do? Now, all of us need to be live in a present moment, but our thoughts are always either taking us backwards or thinking about too much to the forward, only about the things which we cannot control. And we are not living there. We are not literally living neither in the past nor in the future. Now imagine it's same thing, like, for example, I can give you, like, you're going to take a pill for the disease you're going to get 10 years from now. This is nothing but how you worry in your mind. You're getting fever, say 5 years from now, and then you're going to take the tablet today in order to cure that particular problem. But you are worrying for the thing which is not even existing yet. If it does come, let it come, and then you deal the situation at that particular time. But this is what worrying mind does. What if, or the house you're going to buy, say 5 years from now, how much debt you're going to take, how you're going to, it's not yet here. And you're worrying here at this point of time for the thing physically doesn't even exist. Now that's what the beautiful thing about this mind is. It's always dwells either in the past or to the future. It's same thing like you're worrying about your kid who is not yet born, their education 10 years from now, how and what kind of schools are you going to put them for admission. So our thoughts are like that. It's never in the present moment. So what can you do in a present moment? You have to find a ways. Like, for example, 4 o'clock getting up in the morning, what can you do in order? I'm not saying that completely neglect it, because the thoughts are going to come and which we cannot control. But however, when it comes, accept it. At the same time, ask, what can I do at this moment of time in order to solve the problem? What can you do thinking about that particular hour that you're going to call the HR manager at 4 o'clock in the morning? If some action you can take at 4 o'clock, please go ahead and do it, but not in your mind. If you think in your mind you're suffering, what might happen either in the future or whatever happened in the past. One wonderful example would be like 10 years ago, someone got a snake bite and then they killed the snake already, and then the guy got cured. But every time today, if you think about the snake, a dead snake, which is already done, the suffering you had already gone through. But the moment if you think about the same incident, the body changes its emotions. You will feel different. You will feel more anxious, more trouble, more worry will come to your mind for the same thing what you had gone through at that particular time when you really had a snake bite or where someone had a snake bite. But this is past. But this is what it does again, bringing back our past emotion to the present situation and worrying about it. The same thing, things which is not at here in the future, we're worrying about how much debt we're going to pay or how much debt we're going to take in order to get a house or what kind of job you're going to get or what kind of promotion are you going to get 10 years from now, which is not at here. Or else, it's same like as I had mentioned, any kind of a diseases you're about to have 10 years from now, 5 years from now. Some health concerns we always go through. I mean, we're not robo that you don't go through any concerns. But at the same time, thinking about that, you're taking a pill right now. That's what the thoughts are doing to you. You're not going to take a medicine for a thing which doesn't even exist. And then unfortunately, that's what thought does. So you really need to pay attention. Say 4 o'clock in the morning, if you can call up a HR manager and say, hey, you know what, I'm looking for a job. You can't do that. Don't think in your mind. Go back to switch on to the music you love listening to. Something you can do which can change your view, which can change your mindset, which can lift up your spirit. I don't know, maybe it is something to do meditation. Sit for 5 minutes. Even thoughts will come, but sit for meditation, controlling your will. Or else go get up and take a cold shower. Or else, so that you're changing the moment. The thoughts are going to be there, you're not going to stop it. But accepting it, this particular thought, and the best thing that you can do is journal. Whatever the thoughts you're coming out, keep writing it, keep writing it, keep writing it, so that you are releasing in that form. That is one way of doing it. Or else, people might think crazy, but get up and start, look at your house and start cleaning it, or start organizing the desk that you might be having. These are the things you can control and do it. But imagine if you shift, try doing this one, and next time if you have any kind of issues or thoughts which is bothering you, shifting your perspective. Or else, it's not the best thing that you want to do at that point of time. Listen to the podcast, something inspirational, rather than going back and surfing your mobile in order to see the feed. Something which can inspire you. You can do any bodily activities. Going for a walk. I mean, if it is the place where it is safe for you, walk 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, just go up and do it. So do some body activity. Thoughts are going to come, it will not stop. But at the same time, doing your journaling and doing something what you can do about that particular situation by taking action. If 6 o'clock or 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, or 4, 5, 6 in the morning, if something you can do, do it. If you nothing you can do about it, don't get into your head, because imagine the same problem, you're going to think about it for next 1 hour staying in the bed. Is it solving any problem, or else is it causing you more stress, more anxiety, more fear before you even start your day? So what kind of day you're going to have for the rest of your day? Obviously, you're going to think about or get the things which is not going to go on your favor, because you started your day already with anxiety. The body is not reacting the way you should act. I hope that helps for you to take a different action, different approach when you have these bombarded thoughts which is going to bother you middle of the night, early in the mornings. Doing some action which you can do, or else do some bodily activity which can make you feel better. I'm not going to say that if you have some loss or you're going through a stressful situation, it's going to change immediately, because that's what you need to push through it. Do something which you can do, what is in your hand, what is in front of you. I know sometimes it makes you feel tired, sometimes you can't sleep, it's a sleepless night, but at the same time, do something which you can be tired of, so that at least you can go back to sleep maybe in the next day or following day, because you're not going to get tired for 2-3 days continuously. Our bodily shift changes every 2-3 days. If you're in a different mood, negative mood, you're not going to stay there forever, because it's always changes. But You can always forcefully or else intentionally get into those changes by taking a nature walk, listening to your music, or listening to some inspirational things which can inspire you to take some actions, or developing your skills, or reading some books, or cleaning your house. Do something, but make sure don't stay under the bed sheets and think about it over and over, because nothing will change during that time other than your suffering. Then you're going to suffer more, get more anxiety, and then it's not really going to help you. I hope that helps, and then hope you're going to do better. If you are gone through or going through, try to do something. Thoughts you're not going to control, but accepting it and making a note of it, and what you can do at this point of time in order to shift that moment is something that you really need to ask. Unless until, as I said, you're going to get up in the morning at 2 o'clock and call that HR manager or the interview person, uh, who is not going to be pleased with that. If you cannot do that, then stop thinking about those things. Think about the things when you reach to the point, accepting, yes, these thoughts are bothering you, but then I do something which can make you shift that thoughts. And eventually, once you build that kind of a momentum and that kind of thinking by intentions, I'm sure you will see some positive momentum, because at some point of the other point of time, we are going to go through some certain challenges which is going to bother us. And most importantly, our mind only dwells in the either past or the future, not ever in the present. So it's important for you to feel these 24 hours, be in the moment, and do that, take that intense walks and paying attention to whatever is happening right in front of you and what you can control with your action, which is right in front of you, rather than dwelling in the past. And it's not easy, but at the same time, you need to build that muscle of living in this present moment, because this is where your life lies. I hope that helps, and then stay blessed, and talk to you soon. Thanks for watching, and